We've talked in the past about how President Trump's proposed budget cuts could hurt the Great Lakes. Now we're looking at the potential impact on public housing, even here in mid-Michigan. Christopher Lane tells us what the Lansing Housing Commission is doing to protect its funding.
Public housing can be the last line for some.
This building is the last stop for a lot of people. You know, if you lose residents here, you know, it's for a lot of people, you're right back to the streets.
Which is why federal funding is so important to mid-Michigan.
When it comes right down to it, there ain't no other simpler way to say it other than it's home.
But with budget cuts looming at the Department of Housing and Urban Development, public housing could be in trouble.
You don't have the funding structure. And, you know, over time we look to alleviate that, but, you know, it takes a long time to turn the ship around.
Yeah, tell me about it.
That's why the Lansing Housing Commission brought Congressman Mike Bishop through one of its locations Wednesday.
We can see it firsthand and he can tell our story. He can speak on our behalf.
Martell Armstrong of the LHC says he wants to talk to as many federal officials as possible about what they need. They spoke with HUD Secretary Ben Carson last month. Representative Bishop says he'll do what he can.
There are some serious costs involved, and those are things that you have to talk about. How do we most efficiently address costs like that in a community like this that really needs this facility? So this is a priority facility, and we have to figure out realistically how we can make that happen.
But no matter what happens, Armstrong says the Lansing Housing Commission will do what it can to make ends meet.
Where we have the fiscal wherewithal, you know, we will continue to invest in our residents. And that's always been the goal, that's always been the mission, and it will continue to be the mission.
In Lansing, Christopher Lane, Fox 47 News.
President Trump's budget proposal calls for a $6.2 billion cut to the Department of Housing and Urban Development's budget. That's a little more than 13% of its total funding. We'll have to wait and see what Congress does with that suggestion.